Hi, I'm Corey Jones, CJ, and welcome to Commander class. In today's class, we will be going over Depletion lands. When it comes to this class, it's going to be a very short one because there is a total of 17 Depletion lands. The way I'm going to do it is there's going to be 3 sets of 5, and then there's going to be 2 other cards. Because 5 cards came out in 3 of the sets, and then there's 2 just kind of single cards that came out throughout the years. The reason they're called Depletion lands is because they all come in with a form of counter on it, depending on which land is dependent on the counter, and then you deplete the counter to be able to activate rather a second ability or use the card itself. When it comes to the information, I use the MTG wiki, which will be linked down below. So the overall 4 sets I'll be going over are Ice Age Depletion lands, Macedoon Masque's Depletion lands, Vivid lands, and then other. So when it comes to the Ice Age lands, there's 5 of them in total. They all tap for one of 2 colours, and I'll be going over them now. Land cap. It's a land. If there are any depletion counters on land cap, it doesn't untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter from land cap. Tap, add a white team mana pool, put a depletion counter on land cap. Tap, add a blue team mana pool, put a depletion counter on land cap. Lava tubes, it's a land. If there are any depletion counters on lava tubes, it doesn't untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter from lava tubes. Tap, add a black team mana pool, put a depletion counter on lava tubes. Tap, add a red team mana pool, put a depletion counter on lava tubes. River Delta, it's a land. If there are any depletion counters on River Delta, it doesn't untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter from River Delta. Tap, add a blue team mana pool, put a depletion counter on River Delta. Tap, add a black team mana pool, put a depletion counter on River Delta. Timberline Ridge, it's a land. If there are any depletion counters on Timberline Ridge, it doesn't untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter from Timberland Ridge. Tap, add a red team mana pool, put a depletion counter on Timberland Ridge. Tap, add a green team mana pool, put a depletion counter on Timberland Ridge. Veld, it's a land. If there are any depletion counters on Veld, it doesn't untap during your untap phase. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a depletion counter on Veld. Tap, add a white team mana pool, put a depletion counter on Veld. Tap, add a green team mana pool, put a depletion counter on Veld. The second lands I'll be going over, there's 5 of them in total. 1 of each colour, however they tap for double that land creates. For example, the white one taps for 2 white mana, and that's the only thing you can do, so I will be going over them now. Remote Farm, it's a land that's a common. Remote Farm comes into play tap with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Remote Farm. Add 2 white mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Remote Farm, sacrifice it. Saparazin Scary, it's a land that's a common. Saparazin Scary comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Saparazin Scary, add 2 blue mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Saparazin Scary, sacrifice it. Peat Bog, it's a land that's a common. Peat Bog comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Peat Bog, add 2 black mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Peat Bog, sacrifice it. Sandstone Needle, it's a land that's a common. Sandstone Needle comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Sandstone Needle, add 2 red mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Sandstone Needle, sacrifice it. Hickory Woodlot, it's a land that's a common. Hickory Woodlot comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Hickory Woodlot, add 2 green mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Hickory Woodlot, sacrifice it. The next one are the Vivid lands. They come on the battlefield tapped. They come in with 2 counters on them. They tap for a colour, and then you're able to remove a counter and add 1 mana of any colour. And then here they are on screen now. Vivid Meadow, it's a land that's an uncommon. Vivid Meadow enters the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. Tap, add a white. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Meadow, add 1 mana of any colour. Vivid Creek, it's a land that's an uncommon. Vivid Creek enters the battlefield with 2 charge counters on it. Tap, add a blue. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Creek, add 1 mana of any colour. Vivid Marsh, it's a land that's an uncommon. Vivid Marsh enters the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. Tap, add a black to your mana pool. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Marsh, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Vivid Crag, it's a land that's an uncommon. Vivid Crag enters the battlefield with 2 charge counters on it. Tap, add a red. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Crag, add 1 mana of any colour. Vivid Grove, it's a land that's an uncommon. Vivid Grove enters the battlefield with 2 charge counters on it. Tap, add a green. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Grove, add 1 mana of any colour. And then finally are the other lands. There's 2 of them in total and they're the final 2 of the video. They both do different things, so I'm just going to be putting them on screen and reading through them now. Gemstone Mine, it's a land that's a rare. Gemstone Mine enters the battlefield with 3 mine counters on it. Tap, remove a mine counter from Gemstone Mine, add 1 mana of any colour. If there are no mine counters on Gemstone Mine, sacrifice it. Tendo Icebridge is the land that's a rare. Tendo Icebridge comes into play with a charge counter on it. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. Tap, remove a charge counter from Tendo Icebridge, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Now that we've gone through depletion lands, the next one are storage lands. But let me know what you think of depletion lands in the comments down below, and while you are there, remember to like, subscribe and follow me on all my social media, and I will see you in the next video. Also, if you like this video, I have last week's commander class right here. I have a playlist of all the commander classes right here, and then I have a subscribe button here, so please go hit that and enjoy the rest of the content.